Hello everyone, my name is Siko and welcome back to the Siko Music Talk. Thank you for everybody who so far has been following us on this beautiful journey. And also thank you to the media services here at KCKCC for the incredible assistance. Today in the room we have a new guest. His name is Mike Ning. Mike Ning is from China, a professional jazz piano player and also an educator here at KCKCC and even a mentor of mine. He's gonna share with us his journey from China to the US, how he got involved on the music scene, and also who are his main influences both in life and also in his musical life. So please, stay put, don't go anywhere, and enjoy. Mike Ning, thank you for coming.
Siko, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad to have you here because you're like basically one of my mentors. You know, you taught me everything I know so far in jazz, and that's wonderful to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me, and I love what you're doing with this program for the college and also for this community.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you basically were born in China.
I was born in Shanghai, July 11th, 1940. Went through the Second World War over there. And then when Second World War was over, we fled China, 1948. Communism was coming down from the north. And went to the company my dad was working for, transferred him to Bangkok, Thailand. And it was in Thailand that they decided we were going to have these 4 sons and a daughter to start an education in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we went to mission school in Thailand and started English. And when I came in 1956 into this country, I was 16. Okay. And but I could speak English and everything. Went to a high school in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh.
High school that has boarding for foreign students. Okay. And it was a Christian school, and we had actually discovered Christianity in Thailand, okay? And so in Thailand, in Bangkok, I actually started with my music because I saw all these American musicals. I love the music, and I said I want to learn to play piano, Mom. So she got me a piano and got me into lessons, and I hated the lessons, but I got the music in me. I had 1 year of piano lesson, and then I quit. But I saw all these American musicals. I loved the music, and I started finding out the music by myself. Okay, I knew the melodies. I could find it on the piano, and I started teaching myself how to play.
Yeah. Self-taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know how to do that. You've done that yourself. You taught yourself how to play bass.
Yeah.
You know, and that's great. That's what I really want to emphasize for anybody who loves music by hearing it, by playing it, and you can actually teach yourself. But you could get formal education. You really need to have the correct education for the music.
I mean, like, it's just the proof of when you really want to do something, you just go for it and start doing it.
Yes,
you know.
Exactly. And then get help.
Get help.
From anybody, from school, from friends, and start playing. And that's really important, playing from your heart.
Absolutely.
That's the bigger thing.
Yeah. So how did you get involved in the jazz scene then?
Well, that's another story because I started teaching myself how to play the melodies that I remember, okay? And I started figuring out the chords. I didn't even know they were chords. I didn't know they had names for them. And I started accompanying and everything and playing the melodies that I love. That's the thing. You can finding it out yourself. And then I had a encounter with a rhythm section, a bass player and a drummer, who came through town in Albuquerque and found the beatnik joint and says, "You got a piano here, you got to piano player that comes in and play with you. They wanted to start a jam session going on. So they said, yeah, there's this Chinese kid around the block. Go get him. That was me. They got me into playing with them this is 1960. Playing with them. I was going to college already at the UNM studying art. Okay,
Oh.
I wasn't studying music. Music was something I just taught myself and played with a group, with my own group, or by myself. But this rhythm section came out and found me, and they actually went and found a job in El Paso, Texas.
Oh yeah.
And they called me up and said, "Come on down and play with us." In 1960, I wasn't 21 yet. 1960. So I went down there and started playing with these guys, and this is how I got into the music.
So that's how you started learning. You were
Jazz.
basically learning on the job.
I was teaching myself on the job.
On the job.
No, playing all the melodies I know. I didn't know about improvising. I didn't know about bass solos, pianos, drums, and all. But I learned it during that year,
Oh,
that 1 year.
wow. So that's like the.
But I had to transfer from my school. I was a student visa.
Oh yeah.
See, yeah, I was foreign student. See, I was studying art at UNM, and then I had to transfer down to Texas Western in El Paso. So that's what I did. Transferred down there, and I went to school in the day and then play music at night.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
You know what's very impressive about you is you are a full-time, or through your whole life you've been a full-time artist. You've been working for Hallmark Card, and
That's
you
it.
were at night a musician as well.
That's it. When I was going to school at UNM, Hallmark Cards from Kansas City came around and recruited. They go to colleges to recruit the students to see if they want to work for them. Okay, they did that. They came to Albuquerque and said that if you want to work with us, send us your portfolio. I did. I sent in my portfolio of things that I've done, painting, sculpting, and everything. Just one semester of calligraphy. And they hired me as a calligrapher in graphic arts. I said, oh, okay, I started with them and I stayed with them in that department for 34 and a half years.
Wow.
Doing calligraphy, lettering, and graphic arts. And that's the best company to work for. Yeah.
Yeah, the best 34 and a half
34
years.
and a half years doing that. And then when I retired, I get into a different thing. My knowledge in cursive letters, I done that for 34 and a half years with pen, paper, and ink. I transferred my knowledge of cursive letters to doing it with wire,
Oh yeah.
with 12 gauge galvanized utility wire.
I got
And
one
I
of those.
love it.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, that's what I did with art in the day, but at the same time I was playing music at night. I had two professions, and it worked out for me because they're both creative. I don't need to sleep, but I'm always constantly doing things, either art or music. And I love the music. I love the art, but I also love the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you did that, and you were also a dad, and even now you're already a grandpa as well. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Bill Evans. I know you're very influenced by him.
Yeah, well, see, while I was teaching myself and everything, I was very influenced by the pianists, Dave Brubeck, Andre Previn, Oscar Peterson, all those great players, okay? But then I was going to New York for the summer with my art portfolio, looking maybe for a summer job, doing as an artist. I walked into a record store, a budget record store, and found this album, $2. I can't lose. I take it home. It's the Bill Evans Trio, Portrait in Jazz. Man, it turned my head around. It turned my heart around. It turned my life around. I just fell in love with his concept, his voicings, his playing, and everything on that album alone. And I wore it out. I wore that album out. And this is my man. This is my main influence for all his compositions, for all his playing and everything. So I'm still influenced by him, even though he's passed away in 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Evans. He's influenced just uh, not just pianists. He's influenced a lot of other musicians. You know, saxophone players, singers, and even drummers and bass players. Okay, for his
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. I love a lot of the Village Vanguard with Scott
Oh,
LaFau. Yeah.
that's
That's my
the
favorite.
well, that's a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
That concept,
That concept.
like, really, enhanced my way of listening and
Well, that's
playing.
it. It has a lot of other musicians, uh, not just bass players, okay? Other pianists and other singers and saxophone players, you know, because of his concept in the theory of spontaneous improvisation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you've also played with many other players as well in Kansas
Well,
City.
I was fortunate to be associated with the Kansas City Jazz Festival people, and also with the Kansas City Jazz Workshop, and because of my love for the music.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were able to have me and my trio back up people like Bill Watrous, wonderful trombonist. Yeah, and I did a great concert with him. I love the guy. He's passed now.
Yeah.
And I got to meet all kinds of different musicians. I was on the board of directors for the Women's Jazz Festival, okay, and I was also on the board for the Kansas City Jazz Workshop, and I was able to drive these people around, you know, and hear their stories, love their music, and learn from them. I collected albums. I collected CDs, you know.
Yeah, I've
But
been to your house, and so far, how many albums do you think you have
well,
down
my
there?
son tells me, my son who does, my son Billy had worked for record stores and all. He looked at my collection and said, "Dad, you got like probably 16,000 album collection here." I collected everywhere I went. I found the deals. I found the sales, the bargains, and I just bought them. But I mainly use them as a learning guide for myself. You see, I use these albums. I learn from the tunes. I learn from the artists what they do and try to emulate them. Okay, I try to learn all this, the melodies and all the songs that they write and the styles and everything. And this is how I taught myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I love the most about you, Mike Ning, is,
What?
you know, at your age and with all the knowledge you have, you're still practicing. You still want to learn.
Oh yeah. I'm learning from you guys. I'm learning from the students. Okay? You're teaching me what to learn, you know? And I go home and I figure out some new tunes from you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it was bass players like you that told me. I said, you need to learn trickletism. You need to learn trickletism, who was written by a bass player, Oscar Pettiford, and one of the toughest tunes for bass players.
Yeah.
And so you need to learn it and then teach them. And this is how I do it. I learn a lot of the tunes mainly because of you guys. But you guys are teaching me the tunes that I need to learn. You see, I learned that you actually taught yourself how to play Spain, Chick Corea, Spain. Are you kidding me? How did you do that? You see, you taught yourself. You did the same thing that I did. Okay? You taught yourself by hearing and by learning and teaching yourself the melodies. And you're still doing that. Okay? And then when I told you you need to make the transition from the electric bass to the upright bass, that's the best thing you need to do, because you have the bass at this college.
Yeah.
You know, and even if you didn't have one yourself, you have at least a bass here, and you practice. That's the big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
You're constantly practicing.
Yeah.
You're learning. You're teaching yourself. Okay? I'm only helping you by telling you where to go and what to learn, and maybe helping you to find the notes and figuring out and listening. You guys are so lucky because you have the smartphones.
Yeah.
You know,
Nowadays,
yeah,
YouTube.
the smartphones, uh, uh, man, you can also just type in the title of the song and whatever key you want. We did not have that. You know, when I was learning, I did not have that. I have the record player, and I would to put it on, and I have to transcribe and then learn it and teach it myself.
Yeah.
You know, you're very fortunate in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is what I'm saying to all the students that I have right now. I say, learn from that. You know, you can teach yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you told me you're writing a book, and also we have a record that we're about to do together as well. So that's what's coming up for the future. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, the book that I've been claiming that I've been writing a long time now, because of all these different encounters and all these different stories that I have, I need to put it down for my kids, for my grandkids, you know, and pictures. I got pictures to put them together with. Uh, I am still writing, but I need help.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do need help
Awesome.
because with losing my sight, I'm restricted from driving at night. Okay.
No more gigs at
No,
night.
and I don't type.
Yeah.
So I'm doing longhand.
Oh.
See, you know, okay. I mean, I can do longhand, but I'm doing all caps and everything. But hey, that's what you do. You try to do that and try to put together a memoir of the things that you have had experienced and pass it on.
Yeah.
Pass it on down to your family, your grandkids. See, I have 4 grandkids right now who I would love for them to get into music. I have 3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter, Christina, Billy, and Tim. They
Hey.
are all into music.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, they're all, in fact, they're all bassists.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, but I want them to play the music that I am involved with, and I've been working with them, and they're learning. They're learning what their papa is doing. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you again for coming, Mike. And
Thank you,
I'm
Siegel.
really looking forward to working on that recording with you.
Okay.
Also, you're going to play a couple of songs for us. Mostly the song you wrote for your parents. What is it called?
I did it as a tribute to my parents, who had the foresight to actually bring the family into this country, that you can do all these things, and hence they all wanted to force them to become engineers. None of us became engineers.
Yeah.
You know, we went our own way. But this is what you have to learn to do. Let your kids do what they want to do, and then help them. You know, and that's just what I'm trying to do with my family. Even though they are into the music but I like for them to get into the music that I have, that I know. Okay, maybe I can help you learn it. You know.
Thank you for coming, Mike.
Thank you, Siegel.
Have a good day.
Thank you.